Hi, I'm James Waller. I'm the author of Drinkology, The Art and Science of a Cocktail, and I'm here today in the Plan B Sports Bar in the Prospect Heights section of Brooklyn, New York, in order to demonstrate the making of a cocktail called the Sazerac. The Sazerac is a quintessential New Orleans cocktail. It was invented in New Orleans in the early 19th century. However, when it was invented, the ingredients that were used were very different from the ingredients that are used in making a Sazerac today. It's a cocktail that sort of evolved over time. It's called a Sazerac because it was named after a brandy, which, if you'll excuse my possibly faulty French, was called Sazerac de Forges et Fils. However, that brandy became unavailable in the late 19th century, and so rye whiskey, American rye whiskey, was substituted. The ingredients you need for a Sazerac are whiskey, specifically rye, and we're using the Sazerac rye that's made by the Buffalo Trace Distillery in Kentucky, an absinthe substitute. And the substitute absinthe that we're going to use today is New Orleans' own Herb Saint. But if you can't find Herb Saint, because it's kind of difficult to find outside New Orleans, you can use another absinthe substitute like Pernod, or if you can get it, you can use real absinthe, which is how the drink was originally constituted anyway. We're also going to be using another New Orleans ingredient, Peychaud's bitters. It's an unusual bitters. It's made from the gentian flower, and it has a beautiful red color and a very aromatic floral taste, and a little bit of simple syrup, which is a water-sugar combination. Very easy to make if you don't want to buy it commercially, and there's a recipe for it in my little book. Anyway, to make a Sazerac, a little bit complicated as compared with many other cocktails. The first thing you're going to need is a strip of lemon peel. Make it a rather large strip and rim a rocks glass with that lemon peel. Then, and here's the unusual part, you're going to pour a little bit of absinthe substitute into the glass, just maybe half a teaspoon, and then swirl the glass so that you're coating the entire inside of the glass with the absinthe substitute. So when you've done that, discard the rest. What I generally do if I'm making this at home, and I recommend it, is I then stick the glass in the freezer. You don't need to do it, but it chills up the glass while you're making the rest of the drink. So let's proceed to the making of the rest of the drink. It's a stirred drink, not a shaken drink, so we're going to make it in a mixing glass. We're going to fill that mixing glass with ice. Let's put a lot of ice in this so that it really chills down. Then we're going to put in about 2 ounces of the Sazerac rye, or any other rye. And to that, we're going to add about a teaspoonful, maybe a little less, of simple syrup, and quite a few dashes of Peychaud's, because you want the drink to have a kind of brilliant pink, not brilliant, but a subdued pink color, I should say. Then we're going to stir the drink. Stir it so that it's cold, but not too watered down. Okay. And then we're going to discard a little bit more of that absinthe because you don't want it to have too much of that anise flavor. And we're going to strain the drink into the glass. Now this is a small cocktail, but it is a very potent one. So it doesn't fill the glass, but you don't want it to. And then plop the lemon peel into the drink. Some purists say don't do that, but I say what the hell. And there we have it, a Sazerac. It's a delicious cocktail, and I hope you like it when you make one for yourself.